Yo, Justin Forsett here, former 9-year NFL veteran, Pro Bowl running back for the Baltimore Ravens. Maybe you see me on the football field, maybe you haven't. It's been a while since I've played the game, but I've transitioned into civilian life, where now I'm an entrepreneur, motivational speaker. I'm a father of 5, a husband to 1, a coach. I wear a lot of different hats. But I want to take you guys on this journey as I'm conquering life, taking on life's greatest challenges, trying to be the best father I can be, best husband I can be, an entrepreneur and leader within my community and within my industry. And here's my life. Ready, Forsett, go. Yo, what's going on? Justin Forsett here. This week's episode, I wanted to slow it down just a bit and just talk about a proud dad moment. But first, I want to get into why this moment is such a blessing for me. So, my background, played in the NFL for 9 years, been playing football my entire life. And every time I would score a touchdown, whether it was in high school, college with the California Golden Bears, or with the Seattle Seahawks when I scored my first NFL touchdown, and I was in Arizona, and I remember like it was yesterday, I was in Arizona, I scored my touchdown, I was inserted into the game because we had an injury to the starting running back, and I had to take over for the second half and got into the end zone. It was a crazy experience for me. And I got in the end zone, and the first thing I do is I give honor to God and I say a prayer, because I truly believe that none of it would be possible without God, and that my faith is very important to me. It influences everything that I do, every decision that I make. It influences, it's influenced by my faith. So it's critical to me. It's important to me. I made a declaration early as a kid that, man, God, as you continue to open up these doors, I would continue to give you honor and glory and point to where all of this health comes from and all these blessings flow. So I would always either get on my knee, like the old Tim Tebow highlights, as you seen him, run through, break tackles, through whether it's with the Florida Gators or with the Denver Broncos. You would see him, he would bend down and say a prayer. I would also do the same thing. I would also, make these spectacular plays, spins, run through defenders, catch passes, get in the end zone. And the first thing I must do, no matter how crazy the environment is, no matter how crazy the run is, I have to slow everything down and make sure I'm giving credit where credit is due. And that's giving honor to God, because my faith has been an integral part of who I am today. It has gotten me through some adverse times, some troubling times. I've seen God work miraculous through my life, even for me to even be here today as a former NFL player and now entrepreneur and a professional speaker. Man, my faith, if it wasn't for my faith in God, faith in Jesus, I wouldn't be here today. So back to this proud dad moment. So my son, all my kids, they play sports, but my oldest son, Judah, he has taken a liking to sports. He's taken a liking to football. He watches it on Sunday. We watch it. We play fantasy football there. We have a family fantasy league that we play, in which the winner of the league, they get to pick a restaurant to eat at. For everybody has to go, but they choose. It could be, high-end steakhouse, or it could be CiCi's Pizza. They love CiCi's Pizza, so oftentimes if they win, we're going to CiCi's, which I'm not crazy about all the time. I like a nice dinner, but they like the pizza and the endless cinnamon rolls, so that's what we end up going if they win. But this year, he played his first tackle football season, and it was tough, man. Football, learning the game, and playing flag football all of his life, and touch football, 7-on-7 leagues, he's done that. But playing tackle football, just the violence of it, the collisions, the hard hits, you having to be knocked down and get up and be there for your teammates, and it takes a lot of work to get into the end zone. It takes a team effort to get in the end zone and score. And a lot of kids, when you see them in these leagues, these sports football leagues, man, they're doing all the things that the kids are doing, or the players, these young players now in the NFL are doing, whether it's the gritty or they're doing dance moves. Like the safety from the Vikings, Cam Bynum, does the Usher music video dance, which was pretty cool. And he's a Cal Golden Bear, so a shout out to a Golden Bear, which is pretty spectacular. And we love seeing that. You go back to Ocho Ocho Cinco days, in which, he was doing the wiping the baby, using the pylon as a baby, wiping his bottom. T.O. Doing some phenomenal celebrations. But going back to my son Judah, as he's pretty athletic and gifted in a lot of ways, and it took a lot for him to get into the end zone. But one of the first times that he gets into the end zone, we're all proud of sight because it was a tight-knit game. He goes into the end zone, and he, at the end of the game, is, I want to say, fourth quarter, he goes in to make it a pretty close game for us, which was crazy. And I'm running down the sideline, I'm screaming. And I notice him as he goes into the end zone. He drops the football down to his right side, and he points to the sky, giving honor to God, from whom all blessings flow. And, I try to plant seeds into my son and into all of my kids about doing things the right way, being humble, giving honor where honor is due, and knowing that God gives us everything that we have. All good things flow from him. So we must give him the glory. And I think about the verse in Colossians 3:23. It says, whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men. Whatever you do, whether you're working, whether you're playing a sport, whether you're speaking, whether you're being a parent, whether you're being a spouse, do it as you're doing it for the Lord and not for man. And to see my son give honor to God on his touchdown, where there's a big critical play in the game, impactful play for the game, brought us back in there, and where he could have received all the credit and the glory. He could have done the gritty like everyone else. He could have bust out in one of these TikTok dances in which they're all doing, but he decides to give honor to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And that was a special, special moment for me as a father, for me as a dad, and just as a human being, seeing my son pick up some really good traits and habits, and he has his own relationship with God, and he wants to honor him, which is a pretty cool dad moment for me. So I just want to share that moment as a father. Sometimes we harp on our kids and we tell them what they're not doing right. But this moment, I wanted to highlight my son Judah for giving honor to God, being a man of integrity and character, and always pointing the spotlight to the one who deserves it all. Blessings to you.